Every now and then, as I sit here with my beloved Lucy in my lap, I have to remind myself of certain things. I have to remind myself that I am a cancer survivor. I have to remind myself that I'm a walking miracle. I have to remind myself that I got a business to run, which brings me to today. Something I haven't had in my business or myself for a very long time? Structure. And thanks to Dr. K, that has now turned into a personal and business manifesto. I won't reveal what that is here yet, but you'll hear parts of it. I just have to remember and remind myself of why I do this. I have to remind myself daily of why I get up, I come in here, I prepare for my morning show, knock it out, and make it the best morning show in the land. I have to remind myself of that every day because the alternative is not good. After everything that I've been through, everything that's happened to me physically, mentally, and emotionally, I have to remind myself of one line that Dr. K said to me one day when she looked me in the eye and said, "I feel like you've given up." Hearing those words coming from my wife could have sent me into a tailspin. Could have. It could have sent me to my death. And I'm not afraid to use that word now. It could have sent me to my death because of depression, because of anxiety, because of thinking, what the world did I do wrong now? You know what I did wrong? I didn't fight. At the beginning, I didn't fight. My body was worn out. My mind was worn out. My heart was worn out because I thought I'd be taken out by the very disease that took both my parents. But I have to remind myself every day. I got to remind myself every day that you are here for a reason. I have to remind myself every moment of every day, you're here to have fun. And I got to remind myself every moment of every day that you, Snowman, have a family. And they're the reason I'm here. My daughter Sonia, my daughter Cheyenne, my son Dakota, you've heard me speak of them all the time. My daughter Donna, my late daughter Donna, who would have been 13 tomorrow. Crazy as that sounds. In my heart and in my soul, I am the father of a teenager, even though physically Donna is not here. I have to remind myself of her and her spirit. I have to remind myself every day of my dad and his spirit, my mom and her spirit, my wife Jody and her spirit, my children, my friends who support me and have supported me the entire way, not just before, during, or since cancer, but those who have been with me for many, many years. My buddy Victor Locke, we've been friends 25 years. My buddy James McCallum, we've been friends since grammar school. Shane Lake, my producer, Cole Johnson, been friends 10 years. 10 years, man. And I can't believe it. I have all of them in my corner. I got my buddy Chris Hilliard and his family, including especially his mom, Michelle, in my corner. I have to remind myself of them, and I have to remind myself of why, excuse me, I have to remind myself of why I do this on a daily basis. Not just because of my family, not just because of my friends, not just because of the people who have supported me. It's the simple fact that I need support now to get back on my feet so I can help people the way they've helped me. That's one of the biggest reasons I do this. The second biggest reason, I'm going to do something that a lot of people deemed impossible, and that is turn this into a salary. and not only turn this into a salary, but I want to turn this into a beacon of hope for a lot of people. If you're within the sound of my voice and I do one of these diaries and you hear me yelling and screaming and swearing, that's me getting my feelings out. That's me getting stuff off my chest. That's me doing something that Shane reminded me of. And that's using this microphone as therapy, because it is very therapeutic when I come on here and I talk about everything that's bugging me, bothering me, making me smile, making me happy, making me laugh, all within this diary. The first chapter or the first part of the book, and it will turn into a book. In fact, I expect the book to be done by the end of the summer, by Labor Day. Matter of fact, I'll put a goal right here. And those of you who are listening, you heard this goal here first. I plan to have the first of a series of books done with this title. I plan to have it completed by Labor Day and on the shelves or in your ears. Charles Faulkner, my friend, hold on a second. Let me do this the right way, because there are a lot of people that I've paid homage to. There are a lot of people that I told them I love them. And I mean every word of it. But there's one fellow who was brought to me by a late friend, Matt Granahan. And this fellow, 11 years ago, we met and have been friends since. We've been brothers since. His name is Charles Faulkner. And the reason, which if you're looking on, that you see the title Diary of a Mad Snowman is because of him. Charles spoke the words. And he also spoke something else that I have taken to heart since the first time I've heard it. The best way to get on your feet is to get off your ass. Let me repeat that. The best way to get on your feet is to get off your ass. I have taken that to heart since the first time I heard him speak those words. And I have taken the title of this book, which is now going to become not just an audio book or an audio diary, but it's going to become a series. It's going to become a series of books, because there are so many chapters of me that you all don't know. And because of a person who I call Dr. Charles, because of Charles Faulkner, this series and this book is now in motion. And Charles, if you're listening, I thank you very much for being my friend, for being my brother, for giving me a pat on the back and a kick in the ass when I need it. Charles, I appreciate you very, very much. And I love you very much, Charles. He's the reason this is going. He spoke the title. Everything else just is now coming together. And it will continue to come together. But just know there are going to be a lot more of these. There's going to be, I promised it on Monday, and I haven't had a chance to do it because Tuesday I worked all night. Wednesday I worked all night. Finally got some sleep Wednesday night. And here we are today. But beginning today at 3 p.m., there's going to be a daily check-in. There's going to be a daily diary. Half hour, maybe an hour of stuff that I'm thinking about. A tease of what's going to be in the book. And a call to help. Let me just be real. It's a call to help also. Because I want to use this to not only help myself get back on my feet, I want to use this to inspire men. Let me ask you something, man. How many times have you been given a project on your heart, but you were told not to follow it? You were told not to chase your dreams. Well, the immortal words of another buddy of mine, BGS, that's bullshit. Chase your dreams, gentlemen. They were put there for a reason. I want you to remember that. Chase your dreams, gentlemen. They were put there for a reason. Achieve every dream that you chase. Knock down one mountain and then climb another. I'll say it again. They were put there for a reason. Follow it, chase it, climb that mountain. Or in the immortal words of the late, great Jimi Hendrix, chop that sumbitch down with the side of your hand. And then go find the next one that no one told you to climb and chop it down. And then plant your flag. Plant your flag while you're doing it. All the way up that mountain, and then chop it down with the side of your hand, and then keep going. We were put here to be respected. We were put here to be honored. And the ones that honor us the most are the ones that stay. To the ones that don't, tell them, hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more. Now I got a show to get ready for. I'm out of here. I'll see you later.